If your cat walks on you at night, there's a high chance you've been completely misreading what it actually means, because in that quiet darkness, when the world is asleep and your body is still, your cat isn't just wandering randomly across you, it's communicating in a language built long before humans ever domesticated them. And what they're trying to say is far more complex than affection or habit. But here's where it gets strange. Most cat owners assume it's simple. They think their cat is just being playful, hungry, or looking for warmth. But that explanation collapses the moment you realize one thing: your cat could choose anywhere in the house. A soft blanket, a warm corner, a windowsill, yet it chooses you in the most vulnerable hours of the night. And that choice is never accidental. It's instinct, psychology, and something eerily close to emotional intelligence all happening at once. And once you understand it, you'll never hear those quiet footsteps on your chest the same way again. Let's start with what's really happening in those first moments, when your cat steps onto you while you're asleep. 1. Your cat is performing what scientists often describe as a wellness check behavior. In the wild, cats are not just predators, they are also highly aware survivors of vulnerability. When you sleep, your breathing changes. It becomes slower, deeper, and more irregular in rhythm compared to wakefulness. Your cat notices this immediately. Their senses are tuned to micro changes in movement, chest expansion, and even the subtle sound of your breathing pattern. So when your cat walks onto your body or gently touches your face at night, it is not chaos, it is assessment. A silent scan, a biological instinct asking one question: are you still okay? And here's the unsettling part. This behavior mirrors how cats monitor members of their own social group in the wild. It's not just affection, it's survival logic disguised as closeness. 2. Your cat is conducting what can only be called a security sweep of its territory. And yes, in your cat's mind, you are part of that territory. Cats are crepuscular creatures, meaning their instincts peak during twilight and night hours. While you sleep, their internal clock often shifts into patrol mode. So when they step across your body, it's not disrespect, it's inspection. They are checking the environment, scanning for unfamiliar sounds, subtle movements, or anything that breaks the pattern of safety they've mapped in their mind. And if your cat pauses on your chest or near your head, that positioning is not random either. It's strategic. It places them at the center of what they consider their most important safe zone: you. And here's where it gets interesting. If your cat suddenly becomes more alert at night, pacing more than usual, it can sometimes indicate they feel a shift in environmental stability. That's something most owners completely miss. If this is making you see your cat differently already, take a second and hit like and subscribe, because what comes next changes the way you interpret every single touch from your cat at night. 3. Your cat is blending its scent into yours. This is one of the most overlooked but powerful forms of feline communication. Cats have scent glands in their paws, cheeks, and body. Every step they take on you is leaving microscopic scent markers behind. But more importantly, they are mixing those scents with yours. In cat social structure, shared scent equals belonging. It creates what behaviorists call a communal scent profile, a unified identity that tells the cat's brain this is family, this is safe. So when your cat walks across you at night, it is not just passing over you, it is merging identity with you, reinforcing the bond, rewriting the boundary between me and mine. And if your cat then settles beside you afterward, that is not the end of the behavior, it is the confirmation phase, the final signal that says, you are not just safe to them, you are home. And what's even more fascinating is that this entire process is often paired with subtle visual communication too. Slow blinking, soft unfocused staring, or half-closed trust eyes that most owners barely notice. Because even in the dark, your cat is still talking, you just haven't learned how to read it yet. 4. One of the most misunderstood nighttime behaviors is the way your cat stares at you while you sleep, and most owners never realize how loaded that moment actually is. In complete darkness, when you suddenly feel watched and open your eyes to see your cat already looking at you, it is not random curiosity, it is layered communication built from instinct and emotional mapping. Cats use staring as a form of environmental reading. A soft, unbroken gaze in low light is often a sign of calm assessment, almost like they are confirming your presence in real time. But here's the deeper layer. When that stare becomes still, silent, and unblinking, your cat is not just looking at you, it is checking consistency. It is comparing your current state with its mental memory of you. This is why many cat owners describe it as feeling observed rather than simply being seen. And then there is the slow blink. That subtle, almost sleepy closing and opening of the eyes is not laziness, it is trust language. In feline psychology, slow blinking is the equivalent of lowering emotional defenses. It signals safety without needing physical contact. So when your cat stares at you at night and slowly blinks, it is essentially saying, I am safe here with you, even in silence. But there's a twist most people miss. Dilated pupils in low light do not always mean fear. In a bonded environment, they can also reflect heightened emotional engagement. Your cat is not just seeing you, it is processing you as part of its secure world. 5. Here's where it gets even more interesting. When your cat walks on you and pauses, especially near your chest or face, it is often responding to subtle biological cues you don't notice. Your heartbeat, your breathing rhythm, even slight movements in your sleep posture become reference points for them. This is why some cats position themselves directly over their owner's body. They are synchronizing. Matching rhythm to stability. In evolutionary terms, staying close to a stable breathing source signals safety, but emotionally it goes deeper. It becomes attachment reinforcement. And if your cat gently presses its paw or leans its weight into you, that pressure is not just physical contact, it is grounding behavior. A way of anchoring themselves to something they perceive as emotionally secure. 6. And now we reach something that feels almost eerie when you first notice it. Predator focus. At night, your cat may suddenly freeze and stare into empty corners or dark spaces. Many owners interpret this as seeing something supernatural, but the reality is far more grounded and far more fascinating. Cats are motion detection experts. Their vision is built to detect micro-movements in low light, so even dust, shifting shadows or airflow changes can trigger intense focus. But what makes this behavior important in context of you is what happens after. Many cats will immediately return to checking your position, walking back over you or touching you briefly, as if confirming you are still within their safe map of reality. That cycle, scan, check, return is a protective loop, not random behavior, and it shows how deeply you are integrated into their perception of safety. 7. But perhaps the most emotional layer of all is what this behavior means in bonding psychology. When your cat consistently walks on you at night, then settles near you, then watches you while you sleep, it is participating in what researchers describe as secure attachment behavior. Similar to how infants monitor caregivers, your cat uses your presence as emotional regulation. Your stillness calms their nervous system. Your breathing becomes a signal of stability, and your scent becomes a grounding anchor. So if you ever notice your cat suddenly stopping this behavior or avoiding your bed at night, that shift is not something to ignore. Cats rarely change attachment patterns without reason. It can indicate stress, environmental disruption, or even physical discomfort, because what looks like a simple nightly habit is actually a repeated emotional ritual. A silent agreement formed every night in the dark. You are safe, and so are they. And once you understand that, every step your cat takes on you stops feeling like disturbance and starts feeling like communication written in the language of trust itself.